Hi Gemini, this is your April 2013 forecast. We're going to start off the month with a lot of planetary influence in your 11th house. Your 11th house has to do with networking, groups. It's a very fun, friendly, more acquaintance type of part of your chart. Not necessarily like your best friend or your spouse, anything like that, but just kind of like a large group of people that you network with. That's where the focus will be for you in the beginning. There's also a new moon on the 10th of April in your 11th house, so maybe you're starting a new project. Maybe this is the time when you're going to get involved in a new networking group. And but it's definitely a lot more of a social part of your chart. Your focus is outward and amongst many. And it can tend to be very rewarding as well, because sometimes these institutions or groups can be, you know, fundraising for a cause and things like that. Then from the mid to the third week of April, that focus will shift into your 12th house. So you're going to shift from a very social, outward type of house to a very internal, kind of resting and recuperating type of house. So the 12th house is the house right before your first, which is where you kind of start your new cycle, and your first is all about you. And the 12th is really kind of resting and recuperating and kind of recapping what happened over the past year, so that you're prepared and you're rested and you're ready to move into your next cycle for your next year. It's also the house of institutions, so hospitals, schools, things like that, secrets. It's just a spiritual house. And so if you might notice that there's a focus on those kind of things. Maybe you know someone that's in the hospital, you're caring for someone in an institution. There might be secrets or gossip going on, and there's a focus around that at that time as well. Mercury will start off the month in the 10th house. Mercury is the planet of communication, and it'll be in a house of career and public recognition. So there might be a lot of communication at this time about maybe you're being recognized for something that you've done in work. You're being cited for, you know, a deed well done. But it's definitely a very kind of public. People know who you are and what you've done. There'll be a lot of talk about this. Then mid-month, it's going to move into your 11th house. Your 11th house is again the house of social networking, so there'll be a lot of buzz, a lot of probably phone calls, emails, social networking, you know, over maybe Facebook, things like that, Twitter, with regards to that 11th house influence of networking and acquaintances. Pluto is the planet of structure and breaking down and rebuilding or rebirth. And on the 13th of April, that will go retrograde in your 8th house. The 8th house is the house of shared resources, loans, inheritance, shared possessions, shared income, so not maybe your spouse's income, things like that. And Pluto in retrograde will mean that it'll kind of make you revisit some issues that you may have brushed under the rug with regards to those shared resources. So if there's something that's been going on, maybe someone has been assisting you, someone in your family has been paying for something for you or helping you out in some way, or maybe you're helping them out. If you have any concerns with regards to those, your loans, anything like that, Pluto retrograde will probably make you address those issues and force you to kind of look at them and rectify whatever situations or concerns have been going on with that, so that you can start them off on a better path. There is a lunar eclipse on the 25th of April in your 6th house. Lunar eclipses tend to signify the ending of something, and they can be a little emotional. They also have a longer lasting effect than, say, a full moon does, where the effects can last 6 months to a year. And this 6th house is a very practical house, but it's also a house of work environment and health, or diet. So I suppose if you're looking at the ending of something with regards to your 6th house, maybe you're going to be working in a new environment. Maybe you switched positions, and kind of what you've been working on in the past is shifting, and you're working on with new co-workers or a new management, something like that, some kind of redesign within the company, or possibly with even a health issue. Maybe something has come to an end with that, and you're going to move forward, kind of close the door on one health issue and move forward there. So on my website I have a much more detailed forecast. You can go to astrologykiki.com and check that out. Thank you.